beneath the glittering surface of the ocean, far below the reach of waves and storms, there is another world. A world untouched by sunlight. A world where silence is not empty but heavy, pressing, endless. Down here, darkness is not the absence of life. It is the rule. As you descend, light fades inch by inch. Blue becomes gray. Gray dissolves into black, and with every meter you fall, pressure rises, layer upon layer, until the water itself feels solid. At depths where steel bends and glass shatters, life does not merely survive. It transforms. In this world, the rules you know no longer apply. Creatures that should be small become enormous. Familiar shapes stretch into unfamiliar proportions. A shrimp grows as long as your forearm, a jellyfish spreads wider than a house, and somewhere in the abyss, a squid moves through the dark. With a body as long as a school bus, this strange and unsettling pattern has a name: deep sea gigantism. Scientists have known about it for over a century, and yet, even today, no single explanation can fully account for it. Why does the deep favor giants? Why does size, so often a liability in nature, become an advantage here? Is it the cold, slowing time itself? The crushing pressure rewriting the rules of evolution? The darkness, selecting for bodies that can endure scarcity? Or is it something deeper? Something woven into the very mechanics of life when it is pushed to its absolute limits. Tonight, we're diving into one of the ocean's greatest mysteries, not just to meet the giants of the deep, but to understand the forces that shape them into titans. What we know, deep-sea gigantism is not a myth. It's not folklore. It's not exaggeration. It is a documented biological pattern, observed again and again in species living below 1,000 meters. Take the giant isopod. At first glance, it looks like a pill bug, the tiny creature you find under rocks, the one that curls into a ball when touched. But this is no garden insect. This is Bathwonomus giganteus. It can grow half a meter long. It can weigh over 1 kilogram, and it walks across the seafloor like a living piece of armor. Its body is thick, segmented, designed not for speed, but endurance. It feeds on whatever falls from above: dead fish, whale scraps, anything edible that reaches the abyss. In a world where meals are rare, it waits. Then there is the Japanese spider crab. Its body is small, almost delicate, but its legs stretch outward until they span nearly 4 meters. Moving slowly along the ocean floor, it looks less like an animal and more like a machine from another era. It is the largest arthropod on Earth by leg span, a reminder that size does not always mean bulk. Sometimes it means reach. And in the open water, we encounter something even more elusive. The colossal squid, a creature so rare that most of what we know comes from damaged bodies hauled up by fishing nets or scars left behind on sperm whales. It is believed to be the largest invertebrate alive. Its eyes alone are the size of basketballs. The largest eyes ever evolved by any animal. In the midnight zone, those eyes are everything. Bigger eyes mean more light collected. More light means survival. The difference between finding prey and drifting into starvation. Even amphipods, tiny shrimp-like creatures in shallow waters, follow this pattern. Near the surface, they are barely a centimeter long. But in places like the Mariana Trench, they grow to over 30 centimeters. They swarm the trench floor, scavenging anything that falls into the deepest places on Earth. Jellyfish, too, become giants. The big red jellyfish drifts through the dark, with a bell wider than a human is tall. No tentacles, only thick, fleshy arms. Used to trap prey, it moves slowly, like a red ghost balloon, floating through the void. And then there are the tube-deworms, at hydrothermal vents. Where superheated, toxic water pours from the Earth's crust, Riftia tube-deworms grow over 2 meters long. They have no mouth, no stomach. Instead, they farm bacteria inside their bodies. Bacteria that convert chemicals into energy. They are giants, not by hunting, but by outsourcing life itself. Why size works in the deep? So why did they grow so large? The answer begins with physics. In the deep sea, temperatures hover just above freezing, rarely above 4 degrees Celsius. Cold water slows chemistry. Every reaction inside a cell, every movement, every heartbeat happens more slowly. At the surface, this would be a weakness. In the deep, it is an advantage. A slow metabolism means lower energy demands. It means you can survive longer between meals. You can wait, and in the abyss, waiting is everything. Cold water also holds more oxygen. This is crucial. Large bodies need oxygen. Lots of it. In warm tropical seas, growing too large becomes a problem. Oxygen can't diffuse fast enough. But in the cold depths, oxygen is abundant. Large bodies can breathe. Then there is pressure. At 4 kilometers down, the pressure exceeds 400 atmospheres. For humans, it would be instant death. But for deep sea life, pressure is simply normal. In fact, pressure may favor size. Smaller bodies have more surface area relative to volume, meaning pressure affects their cells more intensely. Larger bodies distribute that force more evenly. Their internal structures remain stable. And there's another rule at play, Bergmann's rule. In cold environments, larger bodies retain heat more efficiently, even in near-freezing water. This matters. But physics alone doesn't explain gigantism. Food does. The deep sea is not empty. It is starving. Below 1,000 meters, photosynthesis ends, no plants, no steady energy. Life survives on scraps, marine snow, a slow, constant rain, of dead plankton, fecal pellets, and organic debris. By the time it reaches the abyss, most of it is gone. What remains is barely enough. Occasionally, something massive falls. A dead whale, a giant squid. These are miracles. Entire ecosystems bloom around them. Sometimes for years, in this environment, efficiency becomes survival. Large animals burn less energy per unit of mass. A giant isopod can go months, even years, without eating. Size becomes storage. But growing large takes time, a lot of time. Some deep-sea animals mature over decades. The Greenland shark may not reproduce until it's over 150 years old. It may live for 4 centuries. In the deep, time stretches. There is another benefit to being large: safety. The deep has predators, but fewer of them. No orcas, no dolphins. Predators here are specialists, and even they have limits. A football-sized armored isopod is not worth the effort. Size becomes armor. For squid, size becomes dominance. The colossal squid fights sperm whales, and sometimes wins. Its hooks leave scars that last a lifetime. In the deep, being big is not arrogance, it is insurance. The deep sea is ancient, stable, unchanging. It has remained cold, dark, and pressurized for millions of years. This stability allows evolution to move slowly, carefully. Many deep-sea species are living fossils, unchanged because they never needed to change. There is space here, less competition, fewer disturbances, room to grow. For centuries, sailors told stories of monsters. Kraken, sea serpents. They were wrong in detail, but right in intuition. Giants do exist. They just don't rise to the surface. They wait below. And the most unsettling truth is this: we have explored less than 5% of the ocean. Every dive reveals something new. Every giant reminds us that life does not follow a single script. In the abyss, the winning strategy is patience. And sometimes, patience grows to impossible size.